Hey, welcome to Battle Brothers Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Thompson. Joining me today is Mark Hertel
Yo,
and Davis Fry. What's going on, guys?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Good, good.
doing well, doing well.
Davis doing a little painting there. What you painting up, Davis?
Emperor's Children.
Emperor's Children. Well, today, Mark Hertel is joining us as he does every week, and we're going to talk about his takedown of the Richmond Open, which was a large event. But first things first, Hobby Corner, what's on your desk? I've got Emperor's Children. I got the new Battle Force and Combat Patrol I'm putting together and slowly going to paint. Looks like Davis has some Emperor's Children going on over there. As always, I know you just picked up some more of the new models, getting them painted up. Mark, what do you have?
My list is perfect the way it is. I have nothing.
And I just lost video for some reason.
Uh-oh.
No idea why.
Everyone or just me?
Everyone, it just went blank. But I'll work on that while we're talking on it because people listen.
People.
Yeah, so you don't have to see our faces, especially if you're listening to podcasts. But I have no idea why it did that. But that is hilarious. Let's see. There we go. And kinda. Yeah, everybody but me now. So that's fine. You don't need to see my face anyways. So 40K news. The only thing I saw really was the FAQ update or FAQ for Emperor's Children. I don't think it was anything major. There's other podcasts going over that. We should be getting, I would say we could probably get some points updates and some other stuff coming in June. And I think that's going to be the new mission packs we're going to get as well. But on to where we're at now. So, Mark, that your win at Richmond Open pushed you up to number 2 in North America ITC, just behind Zach, who we had last time. So you and him are fighting it out, and you're number nine, number 9 in the world. Someone edged you out of the number 8 spot, but you jumped up quite a bit. For those that don't know, Richmond Open was in Richmond, Virginia, outside of Richmond, Virginia, but we'll call it Richmond, Virginia. And there were 38 players.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was quite a few. It was a good convention. They had vendors and a lot of games. It was really neat.
133 players.
Okay, so it was really neat. Tell us about your list, and I know you've made some variations to this list throughout, but you've kind of stuck to this one, and I'm running a similar version of it. But go over your list for everyone that's not listening and tell us a little bit about what it does.
Absolutely. So it's very similar to what I've been running. It's 2 Land Raiders, Gilman, Calgar with Company Heroes. I have the 5-man Stern Guard veterans that run around with Chief Librarian Tigerius. He's a new addition to it. I have 1 Invader ATV, 5-man JPI, 5-man Intercessor Squad, and I have a 5-man Desolation Squad.
All right, and what does that kind of explain a little bit about how the scheme of it works?
So basically, what it does is it's designed to kill you off objectives while staying alive itself. So basically, it plays pretty aggressively. It has some good trading pieces. It doesn't play the action missions very well, but because there's so few of them, it doesn't really have to. It scores really high and really consistently because what I'm mainly trying to do is I try and win the primary game over my opponent. So I'll like hold objectives, kill you off objectives, and meanwhile I'll like force you to like make trades you don't want to have to do.
Yeah, and mine's similar to yours. You've actually played my version or our version of the list, and then you've made it better. I've just kept it the same, and I've come a long way just ditching that. If I get a secondary that's cleanse or something, I spend the CP. I have infinite CP anyways. Now when I switch to World Eaters, I'm not going to have that option, but then I'll be able to use it for free CP. It won't be wasted at least. But I think that's definitely upped my competitive game doing that, and just not being afraid to, I don't want to do this one, or I can't do this one, I'm going to ditch it and go ahead and work on that primary, because I know that primary stacks up and a lot of people don't really pay attention to that. So this tournament, I would say it wasn't nearly as competitive as BEA. I don't think, but there was some. It was a nice tournament. If you're looking for your first GT, I think it's great. There was a mixture of really solid players and kind of mediocre players like myself, and then beginner players. A lot of people's first time GT. So if you could check it out next year, it definitely was worth it. But Mark, you went undefeated. I think there was two
Yep.
undefeated people. You won out on win rate because your games were your opponents were much harder. Um, Walk us through your game. Your game one. Who did you play? And kind of what happened during that game. Little synopsis.
Absolutely, absolutely. So round one was against a gentleman by the name of Joshua Billion. He was playing Thousand Suns. This was actually his first tournament, actually. So that was pretty interesting to play him. I taught him a few good things, and I gave him some pointers. He actually told me that before he was joining the tournament, he saw that the winner of the LVO was there, and that he was hoping to play him. Well, he got his wish. He manifested that reality. So I played him on round one. His list wasn't super optimized. He also moved some stuff up when he went first. I went second, and I took advantage of the fact that he moved some units out that I could see, and I destroyed them. But afterwards, I just helped him out, just like gave him some pointers, try to give him advice for what to do in his next games. He actually managed to win a game, so he didn't go. He actually went 1-5, so that's not too bad at your first tournament.
Okay, so but he got educated by the Gator. Uh,
I'll try to teach him a little bit of that. Good.
Yeah, that's my first game was similar. I played a Dark Angels player, and actually some of the guys gave me a hard time because I only gave him 6 points, and I was like, I tried. I tried to help him out, and he didn't really want to. He not that he didn't want to listen to me, but I guess he just wasn't focused on the mission. But so yeah, you won round one. On round
Yep.
two.
All right, round two. We have Justin Serrano. He's a very good Canvas Demons player. He was playing the Index Detachment. He had a bunch of the greater. He had like two. He had greater unclean one with the four Philippine. He had the 4 for 5 Philippine, whatever it is. He had the Rodriguez, Bellacore, Scarbrand, and yeah, there's a bunch of greater demons, and he had like a lot of like other stuff to play the mission. We played on Purge the first, so we had to play back really far. He basically kept everything out of line of sight from me, out of range from me. Turn one, everything older than Bellacore's bubble. He went first though, so I actually hurt him a little bit on Purge the foe. I went second, and I was able to just keep him to play cagey, and then when he did come at me, I was able to kill what he sent at me.
Yeah, I played demons round two as well.
Hey, boys, I'll be right back. You guys go ahead and finish.
Yeah. Of course. I played demons round two as well. That's funny as he leaves. Mark's face is frozen. Oh no, it's not. You were just looking down. Um,
Yeah,
I played demons round two as well, and Purge the Foe is great against demons. I think he failed a charge with Bellacore that he shouldn't have failed, and I think that turned the game. But it's kind of funny that both of us played round two. There weren't a lot of demon players there, but
there were a
yeah,
decent amount.
yeah. So then take us into round three.
All right, round three was probably my closest game. This is against Jonas Beardsley, and he was playing Imperial Knights. He played a pretty good game, a very good game. But my list just will be able to kill Knights when I devote myself to killing Knights. He went first on I forget what mission we did, but he went first. He put a Warglaive on my expansion objective. I moved the Land Raider out and the Invader ATV out to try and kill it, and I failed to kill it. So that put me out of the back seat because I was going to get Storm Hostile objective. He was on that objective and able to control it. So it was pretty annoying.
Yeah, I think it
But
was Scorched
afterwards,
Earth.
yeah, it was Scorched Earth.
Yep.
But afterwards, he moved out a bunch of units to try and kill my Land Raider. He killed it pretty easily, but he moved so many units out to do it. I was able to capitalize on that and punish him and kill a bunch of Armigers. Turn two.
Oh,
And
nice.
from there, I just we just had it was kind of funny. Gilman, or not Gilman, but Calgar was at a slap fight with a Warglaive. They were in combat for at least two whole turns. Calgar and the Victor's Guard. just trying to kill one Warglaive, and they couldn't kill each other. His Warglaive couldn't kill Calgar, and Calgar couldn't kill his Warglaive. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I
Um,
played Dusty round 3, so
yeah,
similar situation. Our Gilliman's gotten a little slap fight, and he had already killed mine, and then we killed or Gilliman's killed each other, and his didn't get back up, so it was kind of funny. So
yeah, Gilman's awesome.
yep, so we ended round 3. We all went out to eat, stayed at our buddy Tyler's house, got up the next morning, and who did you face Sunday morning for round 4? This was a 6-round tournament.
Yes. Sunday morning, I played Dylan Ayers, who was also playing Thousand Suns. He had a little bit of a better list than Justin's list, or I'm sorry, Joshua's list. But his list against Thousand Suns, they don't kill enough of my list easily. So what you have to do against Thousand Suns, you have to like deploy on the line with my list, and you just have to be like, all right, cool, you're gonna kill a land raider, you're gonna kill something else, but I'm gonna capitalize on that. I'm gonna kill a lot more of your stuff back. So I did that. I was fortunate enough to go first, and I was able to position myself into a good position, kill some stuff with the Desolation Marines that I couldn't see, and from there I just capitalized on what he brought out to try and kill me.
Nice, nice. So round 5.
Round five.
Yeah.
That was a mirror match between me and A. Lee. He was also playing Ultramarines, but he was had a different list than me. His list, this was his second tournament, second GT, I think. So he was also a little bit of a newer player, but he played very well. I just was able to force him to come out into me. I went first. Yeah, I went first in that game. I moved the Land Raider up. He devoted a lot of firepower to kill that Land Raider, but I had run like most of my army into the middle of the field. And then when he didn't bring out, he did not devote enough of his stuff out. He just kind of like piecemealed it, and then I was able to kill a lot of his stuff back in return.
Yeah, and none of your games were on stream, were they?
Nope, no games on stream.
Yeah, it's weird. I guess because they stream you a lot, or they just don't like Space Marines. Dusty and I were
Oh,
talking
they
about that.
streamed they streamed my game on they streamed Game 5 at BEA. This is Trevi streaming that Richmond
Mhm.
Open.
Yeah, so he had already streamed you. And for those that are wondering, it was streamed by Tactical Tortoise.
Yeah.
Um, so then, yep, that's 5-0. Those two
Then we
games,
got one more.
yeah, I played Death Guard round 4, and having those hidden supply missions. That was the first time I played. It was very beneficial for me. I really like that. So. And so you managed, I believe you managed to skip the Necron player that unfortunately took you down at BEA. He got beat by,
Amelia, I believe.
yeah. So then
Yeah.
you're going into round, and you play another Battle Brother
Yeah, I
for the
played round 6 against
championships.
our buddy, my good friend and other fellow battle brother Larry Oliver. He was playing the Tyranid Monster Mash, but unfortunately for him, he did not have any dedicated anti-Land Raider tech. So he didn't have any way to really kill my Land Raiders easily. I was very fortunate to go first against him. He deployed very aggressively against me. He actually started one of his Norns a little bit up onto terrain where I could draw a line of sight to it if I moved up. So I went first. I move up. I kill a Maliceptor. He fielded no pains the Maliceptor to try and keep it alive. I owed Oath that as my primary oath, but then I managed to kill that, and then I am able to kill with Tiki Squad and Land Raider not in flamer range are able to kill this as a Norn. So I kill Maliceptor and a Norn turn one. He moves up into me. He fails to kill Land Raider. He in fact he failed. He just kills like a couple guys. And he turns the Land Raider with the Maliceptor and the Swarm Lord. I'm able to kill the Swarm Lord, do a lot of damage to that Norn, and then bring it down to like. Actually, I managed to kill it because I charged it with Gilman and Calgar squad. And then I bring in another extra crime down to like one wound with Tiggy and the other Land Raider. So at this point, he is really shaking on just models in general. He's losing a lot of big bugs because that's his list. His list is just a bunch of big bugs and a Biovore, and then he's just as the game goes on, he's just like losing bugs left and right. I'm on his home objective with Gilliman and Calgar, basically turn 3.
Yeah. I know I played against, so he wasn't running the Zoanthrope blob.
No.
They're pretty good at taking out land raiders. I know it was a good. I know you and Larry have played quite a bit on TTS too. No spore mine shenanigans, because I know the spore
Well, the
mines
thing
were
is with the they were my bane with Death Watch
Death
because they
Watch.
prevent the deep strike, but he couldn't start the Bible on the table turn one because it would just get killed by the Desolation Marines.
Yeah, those Desolation Marine, and I've been thinking a lot about those Desolation Marines. They were definitely an MVP in my games, and now switching to World Eaters, they take up a unit of Jackals pretty quick, and that kind of
Yeah,
that frightens me just because I want to be able to sticky my home objective. So you kind of have to go first, unless you're playing a Berserker Warband, then you just sticky with a stratagem.
yeah,
But
sticky on death.
yeah, those I would say the Desolation Marines. You're seeing a lot more of them for 200 points. They're overcosted, I think. Well, I guess they're not overcosted. People didn't realize what they do. They could go down in points a little bit.
They could, but I think that would be a mistake. Like, I hate that they're 200 points. Like, I hate it, but for what they do in a Marine army, they probably shouldn't go down in points.
I mean, even their super cracks, okay. I wish the super crack
Yeah,
would hit on threes, but I get it.
yeah,
Um, yeah, they. I think a lot of people. I noticed that in my games, a lot of people underestimated them, and they didn't. After turn two of them shooting, they were like, "Yeah, I got to take care of them." Even I think Dusty, I couldn't really get to his because they were in an impulsor. I just kind of ignored honestly Dusty's because I mean, once you kill my infantry, it's whatever the most of them are. But I was playing my last game. He didn't have maybe it was me and Dusty were going back and forth with our Desolation Marines, just hitting each other
yeah.
with them because they take up a unit of scouts quick every time. They take up one wound models, but sometimes when you shoot into like regular Space Marines, they can whiff.
Yeah.
So, but they're still good. You kind of need to roll high on the Vanguard launcher. You need to roll that. You need to roll a 5 or a 6 to really guarantee that you're going
Yep.
to get rid of a Marine squad. But pretty much every little squad that I had to go into, I mean, it was that. And Land Raiders are still tough. The Redeemers, especially if
Yep.
you're oathing something and you're overwatching it with the Redeemers. I mean, it's insane, and it's going to be a sad day when GW finally wakes up and realizes how good Oath is with +1. And I'm
Plus
going.
Moon is a hell of a drug, my man.
It,
It's a hell of a drug.
it is, and I've got a GT. You're going to it too at the end of the month, and that may be my last one with Marines. I don't know. It depends on how much I get painted. If I can get these World Eaters painted, I'm going to debut my World Eaters there. Probably go last place, but I'm going to have fun with them.
What, you mean you're not going to win this one?
No, not if you're. If I look at the list and it says Mark Hertel's playing, I usually just okay. Well, I'm going to have a good time. Um, well, even though let me look at the roster real quick because we have plenty of time.
We got all the time in the world.
We do now. We're just jabbering. Um, I mean, a lot of regulars going to this thing. I'm trying to see if I see any big names. Kits
Got
Miller.
lost, Pillar?
Justin J. Cox dropped. That's sad.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, Kits Miller. I played him. He's pretty good. Larry Oliver, good player.
Yep.
Good player. A couple batter rushes going. He's pretty good with those Chaos Knights. Tyler Weimer. Other than that, I think that's all the Battle Brothers I see. Oh, it's sad that Jay Cox dropped. I was hoping to see him, but I mean, I don't know. It's going to be. I think you're favored to win that one. So you'll get another Nova ticket, and then I'll go down. Maybe I can get second
Man, I
place
was
and get
trying
a
to
free
give that
Nova
over
ticket.
to someone else.
Well, it's really funny because I didn't know Richmond Open was a double golden event, and that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
And you ended up getting the Nova ticket.
Yeah.
And then I was laughing because it would have been kind of funny if the person wanted the Nova ticket and they couldn't get it because they got third because you got it. But I remember I asked if you were buying your tickets to Nova, and you said no, I'm just going to win it. So, I mean that's
Yep.
the strategy you were going in with, and now we get to see you at Nova, and we got our hotel room for that, and we're excited. So yeah, that was the Richmond Open. If you want to watch those stream games, you can on Tactical Tortoise. It was a fun tournament. I think if you have never, it's fun for anybody. It's fun for all ages and all experiences. But if you wanted to pick one to go to, that was your first one ever. That was definitely it. I didn't have a bad game. It was a lot of fun. Upcoming events, we got War in the Berg, which is the one that I was just talking about in Fredericksburg. That's a GT. That's May 24th. And then another one on my. You're going to Atlantic City.
Indeed.
So Mark will go to Atlantic City, try to get some more ITC points for his. Hopefully he can overtake Zach, who we did have last time on the podcast.
Hey, I'm trying to go to more super majors, trying to get that first in ITC.
And that's what I'm going to work on next year is try to get best World Eaters. I think that's why I'm switching hard to World Eaters. Give me a goal to work towards. So Mark's going to that. And then ATC is coming up. Are you going to ATC?
Oh, and yes, I am. We gotta win it. Gotta win it twice in a row.
Yep, I am unfortunately not going to ATC this year. It's the only time that I could do my son's vacation. And then I have us both going to Heart of War, huh? Not to be related with Art of War, Heart of War,
Yes.
and that's in Westminster, Maryland, at the Bazooka Games now.
Yep.
And that is a Road to Nova event, so I believe that is another chance. That's probably your last chance to get a orange ticket. It's actually a golden ticket event too. So this,
very nice.
this is what we need to do, Mark. Is we need to slingshot me into second so I can go to Worlds with you.
Well, I'd be more than happy to do that as long as you earn it.
Well, of course,
You
yeah,
gotta earn it.
yeah. And actually, we're gonna spend a little bit talking about that because I noticed a lot of people that don't know how tournaments that didn't play tournaments in the past. They were talking about how I think Amelia had more points than you, or something like that.
Battle points?
Yeah. And
Probably.
and nobody was complaining about it, but they were like, oh, well, blah, blah. Let's talk about this real quick because I had to educate some people there. Back in the day, when they did base it off of battle points, it was very bad because you would play your friend, like Mark and I are playing each other, and both of us are undefeated or whatever, and I win, and Mark goes, I'll give you max points. Because Mark can't win the thing anyway, so he takes he gives me 100. I didn't have 100. I'm not saying this happened. This is hypothetical. And what it did is it slingshotted people into winning spots that really probably shouldn't have won. And now it's come to whether you win by 1 or you win by 1,000,000, it still counts the same as someone that wins. It's win-loss, and then it goes based on
Point win percentage.
by win percentage, which is fair because if you play someone who's, we use the term derogatory, baby seal, turns one or games 1, 2, and 3, and it slingshots you to the top and you get 100 on all of them, that's not as good of a win as if Mark Hertel has to play some top-notch people like Jack Harpster, any of those guys that are well known, and beats them because a Jack Harpster or a Nick Nanavati or an Austin Wingfield or any of these top, or a Mark Hertel is nowhere near beating them. Is like I got close to beating Dusty. I mean, he still beat me, but I wouldn't say close to beating him. But like Dusty's a good player. Like I felt like that was probably the one game where I felt I lost, but I was like I did good.
Yeah.
And when you do good against a good player, it's more significant than beating someone whose first game it was. Like you start to feel bad even beating them that bad. So that is before they started doing the win percentage. That's what it was. Like you have to earn it now, and I do like that. And of course I was joking about you slingshot me to second, but that was a thing that people would do is they would just be like, oh, I lost this one, here, take max points. Or I remember I'd be playing across from someone, they'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to get best Space Wolves player, can you just give me? No, I'm not. I never did. I was like, nah, you gotta earn it, man. Like I'm not trying to be that guy, but it's not fair to the people that play for real. But
Exactly. Well, it's also is back in the day, like if they did the score, the placings of who you played next based on what the scores were, you could game it so that you would score less points. So you're trying to submarine.
Yep, and now it's completely random.
That's completely random, which is much better.
And I like that. It also, if you're not going to do it completely random, I think you should do it where top player plays bottom player, like they do in playoff football. But I do like the random pairings.
Well, I would say not top versus bottom. I would say just top versus top.
Yeah, but the reason I like random better is because
Random is better.
well, I think it's half a dozen one way, half a dozen the other because you could get knocked out. I don't know. I think random is better than anything. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Now I believe LVO did finals where it was top versus bottom.
I don't
First
remember.
place played eighth place, second place played, and I feel like that's a good way to do playoffs because it rewards playing good. Um, but I do like the random pairings because it gives everyone a better shot of winning. I think
Yeah,
instead of like the powerhouses, and it also gives like if you have two powerhouses in the top spot and they don't have to play each other until the finals, like it gives them a chance to do better and get second place. Where before it was like, oh, I'm doing really good in this GT. I'm neck and neck with Mark. Oh, it's round 4 out of 6. I got to play Mark because we're next in the pairings, and then it shoots that. If Mark wins, it shoots that other guy all the way down to the bottom. Where now they're neck and neck, and it's based up to fate. And
yeah,
I do like that better. But people get so hung up on battle points. The only time that matters is pretty much team tournaments. And that's a differential, which I think is fair anyways. You
yep.
can't really do that for singles. I don't think. I think WTC does. But
Well, it's also some lists don't score battle points as easily, and some lists will design their list to beat you just by a point, not necessarily beat you by a lot, but to win just enough.
yeah, and I kind of learned that. Yeah, well, I mean it's kind of like I tabled one of my guys. I tabled two people this tournament, but one of them I killed him. I think it was the Dark Angels player. I killed him too quick. I tabled him like turn 4 or turn bottom of 3, and
Yeah.
I couldn't score anything. And so then when I tabled my next opponent, I think it was Death Card I tabled. I kept one unit alive until round 5 because and I didn't really. I'm so used to one. It didn't really matter. I don't think. I guess it matters if you want to slingshot up for best in faction. So I think still try to score all the points you can.
Yeah, there's still a tiebreaker.
Right. I think it's third tiebreaker.
Yes.
Well, actually, it's the only tiebreaker. Well, it is third tiebreaker. Yeah, because yeah. But great win, Mark. So we'll have the GT. Hopefully, we'll probably have you back on for that one because I don't. You're favored right now from what I see, unless I can pull out a win with these world eaters.
Well, if you manage to bring those world leaders, I'll be quaking in my boots.
Yeah, I know you will, especially with all those flamers pointing right at him. Scarbrand still Land Raider killer though.
Yeah, if he gets
He
in combat, yeah.
if he can get close enough, that's the thing, and doesn't die in Overwatch. I think, but you can't oath Scarbrand. That's a new rule they just FAQ'd. So
Oh,
yeah,
dang.
yeah, they can't. You can't actually.
Oh,
You can't
man.
oath if you're playing anybody named Aaron Thompson. You can't oath them.
I can't
So
believe they're so specific.
yeah, it was really weird. It cost me a lot of money to get that put in the rule books, but anyways, it looks like Davis is off doing his thing. He's been doing that. But thanks for joining us, everyone. We will be back probably. I don't know if we'll be back next week, but the week after we definitely will after the Your Hobby Plays GT. But hey, we may surprise you with an episode. So hey, Mark, congratulations on your win again.
Thank you very much, Aaron.
Yep, see ya.